Okay, first of all, your name?
I'm J.D. Lambright. I'm the elected county attorney in Montgomery County.
Tell me what is going on here today.
Well, we're out here on Ligon Road. We've got a multi-agency operation going on. Representatives from my office, county attorney's office, representatives from the district attorney's office, law enforcement from Precinct 5, their animal officers, as well as representatives from SPCA and perhaps some others I'm missing here.
Okay, what is actually taking place? I mean, this has been going on for a while. You've had a lot of complaints on this dairy farm out here. I think they've been out last October. What's going on today now?
Yes. Now, just to clarify, we've never gotten any complaints that I know of, either my office or any law enforcement, on the dairy operations.
Okay.
It's always been complaints about the mistreatment, malnourishment of the horse operation.
Okay.
And we've done a rough head count out here. There's about 200 horses. In varying stages of neglect, malnourishment. Some are in pretty fair shape, others are in really bad shape, and then kind of everything in between. But you can imagine the enormity of this when you've got that many animals in that condition of trying to deal with it. My office, we're looking at it on the civil side, and of course the district attorney's here looking at it on the criminal side of the matter.
Okay, so what happens now? I mean, you've seen these horses, the DAs have been out here, he's seen the horses. What happens now?
Well, what we're doing in my office, we're going to move very quickly here. We're waiting on affidavits from Precinct 5 law enforcement that gives us the evidence and the probable cause we need. We'll have this in front of a judge here in a little while. And what we want is we're seeking to get a warrant from that judge to seize these animals. Our plan is, working with SPCA, is to seize the animals in place. Because at the moment, trying to suddenly provide for 200 horses, many of whom are stud horses, never been halter broke, anything else, in various degrees of, like I say, of neglect and abuse. And I shouldn't say abuse. We don't have any evidence that horses have been beaten or anything like that. It's just really extreme neglect in a lot of these. So hopefully we'll have this in front of a judge here in the next very few hours, give us the authority to actually seize the horses in place. And then, of course, law enforcement then will have to stay on scene all night. In fact, law enforcement will be here 24/7, and then we'll have to get it in front of the judge within a 10-day period. But that gives us the immediate authority to seize all of the horses. Our plan is not, at this point, not to seize the milk cow herd, perhaps 40, 50, I don't know exactly how many there are, but for the most part, they all look in pretty good shape.
What about feeding these horses now in this 10-day period of waiting for the seizure hearing to come about them? Who handles the feeding and the care of these horses, the veterinary care or whatever?
Exactly, and that's part of the difficulty of the whole case. As soon as we take possession and seize them, it's the county's position that has to take care of that then. And one reason for seizing them on site here, he has a ranch hand or a manager or something that I think he's here now, that will hopefully take care of the feeding and make sure the animals are watered. But that's a pretty enormous effort when you got this many animals scattered over about a 40-acre
Now, are you going to be able?
location.
Is he the ranch hand? Is he going to be able to handle that himself, or is he going to be able to watch the eye of somebody doing this, or what? How are they going to do that?
Well, of course, we'll have people out here observing the whole time. We'll have law enforcement out here. I don't know if the SPCA will stay on scene all night. And then we anticipate actually starting to remove some of the animals, probably starting tomorrow morning. And the focus will be on take the worst conditions to try to remove them and get them in a place where they can get some proper care and treatment.
What about horses between now and then going down or anything like that? The county going to have to get a vet out here, or the SPCA do that, or who does that?
And even that has been a very difficult undertaking, trying to find a vet that wants to take this on. Numerous veterinary offices have been contacted, and because of the nature of this case, probably the media exposure, having to come to court and testify, and just the sheer numbers of animals involved, difficult to find a veterinarian that they're not asking for somebody to come for free, but to come deal with the situation. But it'll be our issue. We've got to make sure, because we don't want to make a bad situation even worse than it is.
Now, some of these, I mean, the investigation, you can't just investigate something like this overnight. I mean, it's not even weeks, something this massive. You've got, with evidence and everything else, I mean, it could, turned several months before you even get to this point we got to today, right?
I could, absolutely. And of course, the criminal case is a totally separate issue there that the district attorney's office will be handling. But these animals are all going to have to be a lot of workup done by veterinarians, assessments, blood work, and so forth, to be able to make the case that they've got, whether they can pursue merely misdemeanor charges or quite likely felony charges as well. So a lot of evidence has been seized out here today as part of this operation, records and so forth.
All right. A lot of these animals have really gone down the road. This is one of the two SPCA investigators that are out here. Out of the Houston SPCA.